Hi my dear students, how are you? Hope that you're doing great. Today we will analyze and compare quadrilaterals. Topic number 15, lesson 3. Describe at least two things that are the same in all or some of these shapes. Describe two things that are different. Let's see the shapes. Here we have A, B, C, D, and E. So if we looked very carefully, we can see that A and B has two parallel sides. Some of you will say, teacher, also see. If you took a ruler and complete the lines, you will find that the right and the left lines of C here and here, they will cross out. So it has only one pair of parallel lines like D. So C and D has only one pair of parallel lines, E doesn't have any. So same, all of the shapes have four sides, all of the shapes have four angles. Different. One, shapes A and B are the only shapes with two pairs of parallel sides. Two, shapes C and D are the only shapes with just one pair of parallel sides. What are different ways you can classify the quadrilaterals shown below? Let's see. So, shapes B, D, E, F, and G are also parallelograms. Why? Because each has two pairs of parallel sides. But shapes D, E, and G are also rectangles. Why? Because each has four right angles. The last classification is shapes B and D are parallelograms that are also rhombuses because each has four equal sides. Remember, shape D is a square and it is in every group. It is a quadrilateral, a parallelogram, a rectangle, and a rhombus. Convince me, which of the shapes above can you cover with unit squares and not have any gaps or overlaps? What attributes do the shapes have in common? So do you remember, my dear students, when we took before in the first term, the unit squares? We have small squares. We can place it inside any shape and count them to find the area, remember? Now they are telling us which shape that we can write or draw the unit squares with having the exact answer, not an estimation. If we looked here on shape F, it is a parallelogram. It doesn't have any right angles. So in this case, I can't place the unit squares without having any gaps. But G has right angles, so it is easy for me to place unit squares inside it without having any gaps. So shapes D, E, and G can be covered with unit squares. They all are rectangles with four right angles. Do you understand? Question number 1. Which shape on the previous page is a rhombus but not a rectangle? Explain. Okay, now look here. We have B and D, the rhombus shapes. But if we look at D is a square. Square is also rectangle. In the question, they said that it's not a rectangle. So we only have B. Why? Because it doesn't have any right angle. So shape B is a rhombus, not a rectangle. It has exactly four sides, all the same length, but it does not have right angles. Question number 2, can you have a square trapezoid? Of course no. Why? Because the square has two pairs of parallel line or parallel sides, but trapezoid has only one, so no. Trapezoid has exactly one pair of parallel sides, and a square has two pairs of parallel sides. Look at question number 4. What attributes does a square have? Because it is always a rectangle. Why it is always a rectangle? Now remember that because it has four right angles, right? And they have two pairs of parallel sides. So it is opposite sides are parallel and the same length. And also it has four right angles. That's why we can say that a square is also a rectangle. Look at these polygons, A, B, C, and D. Name at least two attributes that all four polygons have. First, they all have four sides and all have at least one pair of parallel sides, and also they have 4 angles. Name an attribute that both A and B have that B and C do not. A and B. Okay, so let's take a look at A and B. A and B has 2 pairs of parallel sides, and A and D has parallel sides. And B and C, let's take a look at B and C. B and C, they have only one pair of parallel sides. So this is how they are alike or how they are different. This is the attributes. We always look, if we want to classify shapes, remember, we will look at the number of the sides, the number of the angles, and also we look at the parallel sides, if they are parallel or no, how many pairs of parallel sides we have, and also if we have right angles or no. We always remember these 5 things so you can know how to classify the shapes. Hope you understood the lesson. If you have any questions, send it to me, and don't forget to send me the independent practice and your homework. Goodbye, everyone.